Hello, everyone. Welcome to this new live session of Customily. As we are letting people in, we're going to wait just a couple of minutes to get started. And in the meantime, let's play some music.
Step into the future, get ready to ignite. Customly's the engine, taking you to new heights. Personalization power, the best you've ever seen. We're rocking the e-commerce scene, living the dream. No limits, no borders, creativity unleashed. From names to crosswords, your products find their niche. Customily's the best, we're leading the race. No app can match us, we're setting the pace. Features so many, we're ahead of the game. With support that's legendary, remember the name. Previews, we've got your back. Dynamic designs, there's nothing we lack. From tees to mugs, from frames to tees, Customily's the partner your store really needs. Innovation's our motto, your growth is our goal. With tools so advanced, we're in total control. Customily's the best, we're leading the race. No app can match us, we're setting the pace. Features so many, we're ahead of the game. With support that's legendary, remember the name. So if you're chasing sales and aiming for the sky, join the Customily family, it's time to amplify. We'll take you higher, set your brand apart. With endless options, we're the e-commerce heart. Customily's the best, we're leading the race. No app can match us, we're setting the pace. Features so many, we're ahead of the game. With support that's legendary, remember the name. Customily, the top of the charts. Transforming every product, winning customers' hearts. With rock vibes and passion, we'll always be true. Customily's the app made just for you.
Okay, everyone, welcome to this new live session of Customily. We're going to be doing our second Halloween live session right at the very end of September, beginning of October, which is Halloween's month. We're going to do some last minutes moves to turn spooky, the spooky vibes and the spooky designs into your stores, right? So to get started, let me introduce you the team today. We have a full team in-house. I'm going to be your host today, and together with me as co-host is going to be Joffrey. Also on the chat, we have Josefina, the tip master, and we have also on the chat Cecilia, the chat wizard, or lightning fingers, as we like to call her. She replies so fast at the end on the Q&A. We just say thank you for all your time and your questions. That's how amazing this team is. And to get you started, let me give you some insights on today's agenda. We're going to be telling you about a couple of new features. Every single live session, we have new features, and maybe small but very important, maybe huge and game changers. These features always are amazing enhancements and tools to help you create your customizable products. We're going to be talking about our new features, the copy-paste images and vectors. We're going to give you an example on that, and also do another recap of the warped text stroke. We're also going to be covering some quick wins for October shoppers. These are the very last minute, this is Halloween month kind of people, so we want you to give some advice on that. going to cover some trending POD products and designs for Halloween, and of course do a tutorial. We're going to do a acrylic plaque for Halloween theme products today. Of course, we save some room for Q&A, so prepare your questions along the way. To get started, let me have Joffrey join the stage.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Jose.
Hello.
Thank you for hosting the spooky season again.
The second time, yeah, people wanted them more spooky, so we are giving them that. Okay, and in that line, we have some new features, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So amongst our new features, you can now copy and paste from your clipboard, which makes your creation process easier and quicker. So Customly, we're always trying to optimize the creation process and speed up the publishing process for your stores, so you can start creating and focus more on ideas rather than day-to-day tasks. So you can now paste images and vectors that you've selected from your computer, from your desktop, from inside folders, and paste them directly to the studio. So you can speed up your workflow and focus more on ideas, on creation and creativity, so that these handy tasks don't take minutes and time from you. This has proven very handy for me.
Yeah, especially if you need to put like a sample on the background
Yep.
to arrange your customizable elements. You have the sample there. You just right-click, copy. You just found that. It's going to be a guideline for you, but it's as easy as this is the one, and you can just put it in Customily. Make sure you work with that. It's actually saves a lot of time.
Yeah, absolutely. These things might seem silly, but they optimize your creation time. They optimize your workflow. And at Customly, we're always thriving on improving your experience with the application and making things easier and more creative with more features. And along those lines, we now have warped text stroke. So you can now add strokes to your warped text to optimize the look and feel that you're creative for it. You can create depth with it. You can create more detailed surroundings if it's gonna become confused with the background that you're creating. So make your personalization and design sharper, more eye-catching, and now you can be more versatile than ever with your warp text stroke. Remember that the warp text has predefined options, and then you can also warp them to your liking with our stroke that's now available.
And combining that with the gradient definitely will increase the creativity bar on there. And then we're going to start covering some quick wins for October. Those shoppers definitely have this particular behavior, so it's important that you not only going to be attracting them and offering them your products, you need to first of all plan ahead which products. Okay, so try to promote and concentrate your efforts on those fast shipping products. Remember that it's going to be a very busy season. This is actually the beginning of the very busy season at the very end of the year. So let's highlight those items that can be produced and delivered really quickly, right? Products like mugs, tumblers, posters, and tote bags are ideal for quick turnarounds. And be very clear communicating the cutoff dates to reassure customers. You're going to be meeting those deadlines, and you're transparent on the fact that should it come later, it's because you went through or passed the cut date in which you can deliver by Halloween, right? On that line, of course, as you promote these products, you want to create bundles and also use upsells. It's very common, especially when it comes to big party themes, Halloween themes, right? In which you're going to be putting together a lot of things on the cart. So encourage customers to buy more in one order, and also use Customily tools to replicate the same customization among other products as well, right? You can offer Halloween packs, like the party packs, for example, and the frequently bought together suggestions that we provide on the selling groups in Customily.
When you're creating and listing out products, it's very important to consider the experience that your clients are getting, and that you are, and keep in mind that you're offering a solution for them. You're not just selling them products. So when you add urgency with limited time offers, for example, you're pushing your shoppers to what before is running late. We are nearing Halloween. Actually, it's just around the corner. So use countdown timers to create the sense of need and urgency, to optimize their purchase experience and to make sure they don't miss out on deliveries. Because we know that delivery dates can take a minute, especially on high and busy seasons. You can run flash sales during the first weeks of October if you want it, to create a purchase experience that is going to ensure that whichever product they are buying is going to get to them on time. So make sure that you create that sense of achievement, that sense of fulfillment, and that you're helping them achieve and give away or decorate their house on time.
Yeah.
And you can, our suggestion is that you start leveraging the social media content for engagement. Use Halloween excitement, use the season, use strategies like mock-ups and simulations and creation, like the personalization of your product. Rely on all the resources that you have. Use that as a springboard for running contests for best custom photos. For example, the funniest pumpkin, the best tote bag, the scariest tote bag for, for going
That's
candy.
right.
Yeah, trick or treating. Thank you. Yeah, and start applying the UGC technique and strategy with your products, so your clients can see how your products come to life and how they can be implemented on their day-to-day life. It's not just buy them, but what are these useful for?
Yes, definitely. And a note on the urgency and limited time offers. You should try to focus maybe not on those customers that will spend the whole October trying to figure out to buy stuff for Halloween, running, rushing, but maybe those realizing now it's the time of the year to do these purchases, and try to make sure they feel they are ahead of the curve, basically by focusing on whatever you can catch on the first 15 days of the month, right? I mean, since Halloween is on the 31st, let's say, okay, so by October 15, you can get this chance. So say people actually feel, oh yeah, I'm actually ahead, and I'm fixing, I'm getting this sorted out way before the Halloween date. So maybe the first half of the month could be the main target for you to get the most sales if you haven't got those already. Now, there's a very important thing that happens sometimes, especially for abandoned carts. You should try to focus on those recovery tools and solutions. Try to run retargeting ads to those that added to the cart and then drop the cart. Try to maximize the conversion. Make sure the instructions and the options are clear. That the steps will never bore people or get them confused as what they are customizing. Yeah, try to have a very clear path of how they should complete the process and the sale. Right, so it's very important to run testings and get people to test that for you to see at some point if they get confused, if they will more likely abandon the cart. Right, and of course try to recover them as well. And for the last minute personalization ideas, this is really cool because, well, to have a really nice customization, you don't really need to have a very complicated design. Sometimes the personalized in minutes kind of designs are really easy to edit and to adjust and to add a very spooky font or change the color palette to be more of creepy or more on the Halloween palette. So highlighting these cool designs or these ready to use templates, with the live preview is very important. Like, okay, so the example is very clear. It's maybe just the name and just and just a small phrase, but it's something very easy to rebump, and at the same time something that you can quickly get people to customize.
Halloween, just as Christmas is, as Valentine's Day is, and as fall season is a season where products are very themed like. So a themed lifestyle calls for products that can be personalized. These are evergreen products, and we know that. So when the idea is, or our proposal is that you rely on trending POD products. These are the ones at the moment, and these are products that you can rely on for just focusing on the creativity, just as we were saying at the beginning. Rely on the POD products to incorporate creativity and your unique style and your unique way of thinking to create themed style products. And list out the usual, the classic pillows, the classic canvas, and tote bags. But make sure that you're creating, you're coming up with unique designs that are eye-catching for your clients, and that you're adding value by creating and listing products that are useful for each season. So, for example, just the other day, I was seeing that tote bags were being used for trick or treating, but when you turn them into a theme like kind of design, they can be eye catching and appealing for your clients. The same for phone cases, sweatshirts. These two things and the hooded blanket can be used for those. Bummers that don't want to dress up for Halloween. So these are things that they can easily incorporate into their day-to-day lifestyle and adapt and incorporate the Halloween theme season into their lives. So it's all a matter of how you're promoting your designs and how creative you're getting out there, and leveraging all of those strategies that we have come up with until now. Thanks to the marketing team who comes up with this investigation and tips and tricks out there.
Yes, definitely. These products, like Geoffrey says, can be turned around and also not just be part of decoration, but also be part of a wearable, be part of the bundle. So just as they're evergreen, it's also a nice thing to rethink them and have your customers rethink them as well, and like discover them again would be the right expression. Now, our team has picked some training designs for Halloween. Our illustration team has been creating these amazing new compositions and new designs for you, and there's a lot of ideas for you to put this on any product that you can imagine. Right? We have designs for all kind of tools. So you're trying to explore certain tools. For example, we have some designs that involve removing the background. All right, and that spooky season or spooky moon design has been around since it was made up in the live sessions last year. It actually turned out to be really popular. So it's a very nice design. And among those, there are others with remove background. Alternating colors is one of our newest features. We have covered this in previous live sessions, and you can play with that, creating those color palettes that are so Halloween related. Okay, and well, of course, uploading photos is always something that will personalize whatever design you put together. So if you have this nice photo family and you want to just incorporate that to the trick or treat mood, that's a great thing to check our designs for uploading photos. Of course, we have this new warping text, and we have the gradients and the colors and the strokes. So putting together text patterns also is very nice if you are customizing wrapping papers, if you're customizing blankets or table covers. There's a lot of cool ideas in which you can design Halloween patterns as well. Clip arts are always the favorite ones, and we're going to see a couple of examples in which our team has gone beyond creating these amazing new clip arts for you to use as your liking and put together really well. And of course, the warped text as composition itself is really nice, so you can play around with shapes. Put together these texts, these messages, and they start to build up a really cool a really cool shape and composition. I actually saw a really cool example the other day preparing some products and some designs for Day of the Dead in Latin America, mainly Mexico, and they were shaping warped text to form, as you type, a skull. Really shocking and amazing how they put it together, as the skulls are very decorated and colorful. Skulls are really are a very symbolic element in these celebrations, and they were using the warped text of Customily. So that actually blew my mind, because there's no limit at all on what can you come up with. So definitely keep exploring. And if you need more inspiration, oh,
No, go on, go on. I was going to say that exactly. So if you need more inspiration, guys, don't refrain from taking a look at our store. There are always plenty of options for product creation, for design inspiration. So visit our official demo store, thrive from it, and find just inspiration for your product listing and product creation.
also, alongside our demo store, we have our Halloween blogs. So please check out our articles about the top products to break sales in Halloween, these trending ideas and products for Halloween as well, and these awesome ideas to boost the Halloween sales. These articles in our blog are full of insights, ideas, and great advice that you can and keep applying along the way. And maybe not just for Halloween, but it's very specific, but it gives you a lot of tools for also the upcoming seasonal sales. Now we're going to jump directly into our tutorial to create a couple of products that you see there. We have picked the acrylic plaques, and we're going to use Customily designs, but we're going to do some other extra that you can always do at any point, because whatever we show you, we definitely give you the tools and also give you the advice. But as you can see, these acrylic plaques that are LED illuminated from the base, we turn them into Halloween lights, because we change the usual glow that is somehow blue. We turn it into an orange glow. Okay, so that actually adds to the to the style and to the overall aesthetics of your store. That all your product images or your listing photos or your previews in Customily all have this Halloween vibe, as we did on previous live sessions in which we created mockups using AI. We're going to just edit a bit the ones that come from PODs. So let me start sharing my screen. And go straight to Customily. Okay, so we're going to create a couple of products, and these are acrylic plaques. And for that, we are going to be working with, so we're going to publish a new product. We're going to be working with Shine On today. So we're going to pick this print-on-demand provider. And as they have all these missing products, we are going to pick a couple of acrylic plaques. We're going to start with the dome acrylic plaque. This is the one that we wanted to do first, because we have a design that actually curves on the top, so it's going to fit really nice. So I'm going to pick this one. And, well, I can actually have two different kind of bases. One is the corded and the other one is the battery power. I'm just going to focus on one. Usually what happens is when we pick both of them, just to generate the different product, whether it's battery power or corded power, it changes from a night view of the acrylic illuminated by the blue light. It's blue, but it's actually a LED, so it actually changes its colors. And the other variant is the day view without the glow of the light. And today we actually want the glow because we want to change the glow later. So we're going to stick with one of this, which is the one that's going to generate the two images. Of course, you can replace both of them, and we're going to just try to focus on creating the product using the mockup that it will be with the lights off and the LED light on. So we pick that that variant, and we add a design to this. Now I'm going to go to the Customily designs, and we have a lot of new designs that you can see. These are really amazing. We have these are really cool and have a lot of ideas. If you see this actually featured on the first page, you can always go to the category selector and pick Halloween to get to see all theme related Halloween. From the pumpkins we are all used to, and the cauldrons and the witches, to the newest designs here. And I wanted to use this one. You see, it has the dome kind of effect. So I'm going to click on this one, and I'm going to apply the design. It's going to open the preview so I can see and position this. And you see the version I have this is the one that it looks with the lights off and the LED on. I'm going to probably make sure this has enough margins in there. So I'm going to probably print this a bit smaller than the official print area. And that's it. That's my design. You will be able to type whatever you want on the lower wrapper text. You can put the name. You can customize your small ghost. And that's it. I'm going to confirm this, and I'm ready to go and create the product. I'm going to create the product on my Shopify store, but remember, you can do this also on WooCommerce stores and Etsy stores as well. You can follow the same steps and create the listing brand new, connected through API to Shine-On or any POD, ready to go. And the Customily design has its own set of options. So when this process is finished and you get to test your product, you can see what options this design has available. All right, so this is the finished process, and now we are going to test it out. So this Customily design has a lot of options. To get started, you can actually pick the background. Just give it a second. All right, we're going to pick the background. Let me just make sure this is bigger. Yeah, it can be a just sun. It can be a graveyard kind of effect, the tree, or the double tree, right? This is available for customers to pick. Also, the title can have all this color, and not just color, but also color combinations. So every single color option in Customily can have its own set. Like, it can be solid, it can be gradient, it can be with, for example, stroke, right? You can have a stroke color just for option number 4, for example, right? So when you combine this, this is actually stroke plus it has a alternating color for the letters. Same goes with this combination, in which there's a pattern. There's a gradient, right? So every single option, color option on this text has different solutions, and you can still put them all together as different options here as the swatch. So this is really cool for you to keep in mind. I'm going to use this one. This is the one I like. All right. So the second title, this the example set wise, that could be really one solution. I created an example. I'm going to see. I don't like to call this. Yeah, this is the spooky session today. And we can actually change the color also. This one has gradient colors. Yeah, we can change this. Okay, we're going to keep the combination here. There you go. Oh, white can also be an option. Then we can customize the ghosts. We have a lot of ghosts, really nice. That's all being created by our team. This is amazing. Yeah. I like this one, right? So, and we can add some accessories. It can be bows, it can be hats, all like this, for example. Finally, we can add some glasses. Yeah. Let's go with that. All right. And spooky session. And today we're going, live session. I think this is number 15, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, all right, great. So we are customizing, so we're testing this before we actually go live with the product. We should make sure we rename this. You can always go to the edit product details. You can rename it, change the description, add the pricing, and just launch this right away. Or you can quickly click here and it will just change the name. I usually change the name just to make sure I don't have a lot of acrylic dome Plaques when I keep creating this, just to make sure this is identifiable later in my store in the product list. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this as a product image. So instead of an empty acrylic plaque, I'm going to see this image right at the beginning. Of course, we can improve and add more images later. I'm just making sure at least I don't see a blank acrylic. And I'm going to edit this, and I'm going to see what else I can edit. So it pulled the price from the POD, it pulled the description, it pulled the title. I'm going to call this Spooky Ghost. Yeah, that's going to be the product. The price is going to be 20, just change it. And this is going to be the description. That's the only variant available. We're going to save the product. This will update on the back end of the e-commerce. These changes can also be done later on the e-commerce. Basically, what we're doing is we're just shortcutting. You know, if you want this to go live now, just edit here, make sure everything is working, and publish. That will go straight live to the store. Takes just a minute to open. Is going to take you back to the product setting in Customily and also open the store right away. So it's preparing everything to just get this tool working. And if not, well, in this case, we're just going to see this featured in the landing site. Okay, there you go. This is the Halloween we did first, and the new one, if it's not here, we're going to search because it's active, because we made it publish. So we call this the Spooky Ghost. There you go. All right. So this is our new product, and certainly it still doesn't give you the spooky vibes, right? So what can we do? We can bring in, we can edit this mockup in order to get more into a Halloween style. We can like add pumpkins and stuff like that, or change like the overall lighting of this. That's something we can do. Now, today, what we did is we already prepared a couple of edited mockups. We just took the original ones and like modified the hue on a very easy image editor, just to move the indicator from one kind of hue of color to another one, so it actually turned into a really spooky orange. And how do you change it now that you have finished this, right? So what we did is this. Now, right now we only have one picture. If you want to change this, you need to go to the template. This product has been finished, and this product has a template connected, and it has the options also connected. Any changes to the options, changing the order, rewording some things, changing the names, etc., will be done in here. But if you want to do some changes to the template, you can always come and just open the template here. It's very important because that gives you direct access to the files that are loading on the front end. So this is it has located the template created for this particular product. I'm going to click to open. And this is already positioned exactly where it's going to print. Remember, I actually made this a bit smaller just to give some margin. So that's why it looks exactly as I adjusted this, and has all the options, and you can play around with this at any time you want. So this is the ghost. Yeah. And we can change it any way we want. The same goes with the glasses and everything. Yeah, like that. But we don't want to do anything with the printing. The printing is doing perfectly well. The step one, the production file, is okay. I want to click next and go to the preview part. The preview is the part we want to enhance. We want to give that that spooky vibes. So if I were to identify the elements of my design, it should be the text, right? The first text, and it should be the background, right? So everything here between all these layers is my design. This safe area and the product guidelines, you see, they're hidden because they're basically part of the original product, just to position, help you identify how things will fit into the printable, right? But we do have a couple of extra options. We have the mask and we have the product color. I'm going to check the mask. The mask, as you can see, is this same image with the particularity that it actually has transparent whatever is going to be printed. That way you can get like this window, to say this, and whatever bleeds out, like a full printable background and stuff like that, will be cut out, like in reality happens. In this case, we're just cutting it out on the view part because we actually need this to resemble the reality, the final product, with the actual bleed already cut out and printed. So this image, this mask, basically is the same background picture, only we select whatever is going to be printed and we just delete to make it transparent. We're going to be sharing, there's a tutorial we did a long time ago that you can use either Photoshop or an online tool very similar called Photopea to create this effect. So if you have your backgrounds, you have your mockups, you can actually just cut out this. But it's very important that you take the exercise of cutting it out because it adds value that you have the mask. Not only here, like you may have a background that needs to be trimmed because it bleeds out, but think about pillows, think about blankets, think about any product for all over print t-shirts, all those things that they print in a specific way, but after they are produced, they look with the outline of the actual object. So that mask is very important. For now, I'm going to turn it off because I actually want to focus on the product color. The product color is basically the product blank. Yeah, that's something you can definitely get on any POD on their own catalog to pull one of those and just use it at your will. And then this is no other than a dynamic image. So dynamic images can be changed. In here, you can see that I have the image of the background. I'm going to click on this small icon and I'm going to use the one we created, which is this base, right? It's the same image. We actually changed the hue a bit. Now that looks better. But just in case, we also need to do the mask because we don't know which design you want to use. So if you have a background that needs to be cut out, the mask is going to help you. So I'm going to turn on the mask again. Of course, it starts to collide on colors. And I will do the same thing. Since this is a dynamic image, I will click on this and upload the mask. There you go. Yeah, it's really quickly how you can get this to be working right away. And that's it. That's how you turn a common mockup into a Halloween kind mockup in just a few seconds. Now, producing this, we are going to give it to you for these two products, but it's really easy as you can pull the originals from the POD picture and just quickly adjust a couple of color settings and color balances, and that's it. Or even better, you can just add things. Remember we talked about, let me see, I'm going to check really quickly if I find the image. All right, there it is. I found the image. Okay, so I'm back here. What if I just want to add a Halloween pumpkin? So there you go, that one. All I have to do is right-click, copy, and then I'm going to create another image. There you go. And I'm going to say paste with Control V. And that's the picture. This is the newest feature we just told you. And now I'm going to put it here. Hello. Yeah, we have our pumpkin there looking amazing. And we added an extra thing to the customization. It has no effect on the printing at all, but gives you some really cool Halloween vibes. So I'm going to click next, and I'm going to save it as it is. So adding to the preview can maybe just be for the looks, but remember, this is not just doing the product, it's the whole experience of the purchase. So let's back to the templates. This actually just needs to update. It's going to update just the preview, not the original picture, but we can go into our store backend and put any other picture. Let me just refresh this. It's very recommended that you, after you have done this, you pull at least one picture like that. Okay, and that's the ghost. If I go preview, all right, I can right click here, save the image, and I just put this image in Shopify or WooCommerce or Etsy at any point. And you see how the light customization now definitely has another Halloween mood. In fact, if our entire store is going through with the same color scheme, it's going to be great. So we just put this, yeah, and change the ghost, put a hat, this, yeah, and it could be, yeah, you see this, the pumpkin is there just for the looks. Okay, well, let's do another one just to see and repeat the same steps and see how easy it is. We're going back to the start. And we're going to do the square plaque now with another design, one I really like a lot. So I'm going to publish a new product. I'm going to pick the provider, Shine On. And I'm going to pick the product. The product, I think it's on the next page, is the square acrylic, this one. Yeah. I'm going to click this one. And this was I think it was a corded. Yeah. And we're going to pick the design. Among the Customily designs, and you saw this on the promo, this Ghost family is amazing. It has like a lot of like ghost little people, and it's really cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this design, and when I'm prompted to present this, it's likely that our square design may not fit perfectly on maybe not that square acrylic. But remember, you can always adjust this. So it's nice that you see this. I'm going to just extend this because I want this to print and even like bleed out just a bit. So as long as the people are there, see, people here are not precisely centered. So I'm going to just try to control the X position a bit. So I'm going to put it like that. Okay, so now they're slightly more centered. If I want this to be more precise, I can just type the values, make sure I'm happy with the position. Okay, so that's perfect. I'm going to confirm. The system will keep this in mind when creating the template. And off we go with the new product. In the case of the square design, we did the same thing. We pulled the original mockup with, we actually had some other colors. There was like a red, a green. You know, we just pulled one of those images and edited slightly the tone to be more of an orange. And after we saved that, we just cut out the printable part, the square part, to make sure we have the mask. And that's it. And we manually make those changes, but remember, we are focusing on creating an extra experience. So even if the original product doesn't come in a Halloween style, you can do it yourself, and that's very important. Okay, so this is my new product. And what can we customize of this? We can customize on the number of family members. We can actually have up to 10 family members. Every single family member can be customized Let's try and put this in 4. Can be customized. Yeah, we can customize this. Now this is to actually we. Yeah, let's go this here. Every single character can be either man, woman, boy, girl, baby, or pet. Yeah. You know what? I think I'm going for 5, so we can actually add a pet. Yeah. Okay, let me see. We have a cat, we have a dog. All right. So this one is going to be our team mascot. Then we're going to have our second character with the mom, basically. And well, there's the fun thing is all the things that these are actually doing. So it's really cool. I really like this because it's actually tells a lot on the personalities. So we had fun putting this together. Yeah, let's go for the second one. I'm going to just change this so you can actually see more graphics. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go for the boy. That's because I'm the old guy of the team. And let's go for the last one, the boring one. Yeah, that's probably going to be me fishing. Yeah, like that, right? And now I customized this. Of course, this is all testing. Remember, we are on the final stage before we can publish or keep it a draft. I'm going to save this as the product image. And we're going to probably double check these product details. So this will be the Ghost Family Acrylic Square 20s. Yeah, no other things to edit. Ghost Family. If you want to add another image, maybe you have produced your own mockup, this is also a great time. Remember, this is all saving you time later on the back end of the e-commerce, but you can just change this from any image you have on your computer, for example. Let's save the product and publish this right away. Okay. As we let this finish, I wanted to check if we have another decoration. Yeah, we have this from the previous live session. This could be really nice. Oh, well, we have some decorations we can actually use to add to the yeah, all right. I think I'm going for one of these frames. We're going to add this to the mockup at the end. Right? Let's see. Okay, we have this new product, the Ghost Family Acrylic Square Plaque, and we can customize this with 10 people. That's actually going to be really. Oh, there you go. There's a lot of people there, and can go 5, 2. It's also really interesting. All right. This is working perfectly well. We just want to make it orange. So in Customily, this is the new product. This is the new template and the options. We're going to open the template in a new tab. Let's just edit. We will skip the first part because we actually want to edit the preview. See all the options combined there. Okay, and here we're going to do exactly the same. We're going to locate the mask and locate the product colors, and we're going to change them to our orange versions. And then we're going to add something else. Right? So that's the mask. Let me hide it. Yeah. It also gives like a small brightness. Okay, that's the base. Okay, great. Then we go to the mask. We show that again, and we need to replace this. You can tell it's a mask because when I click this, you see this is transparent. Okay. Okay, and that's it. Now let's do another decoration. Let's click on this one, copy, and add a dynamic image, paste. Okay, let's see what happens if we add this frame here. Well, apparently the frame may not be the best match. If we don't, we can just grab another pumpkin. Yeah, it could be like something like this, you know, just there. Okay. Yeah, but this is going to be our new preview. We're going to save it and test on the front end. Okay, perfect. So we can go to the product and we can refresh to load the last version of the template. The image will not will not automatically update, but we can change it later. And we just start customizing, and our preview now looks more spooky. Basically, that's it. Okay, well, we have our two spooky products, or we have our two POD plus Customily design products with an extra, using the new features, using some quick advice on how to just set the right tone for your Halloween experience. Of course, you can do the same for Christmas next time. And let's open the Q&A. See how we are doing on the chat.
Hey, Jose, thank you very much for those tips and for showing everyone how to tweak and personalize the purchase experience for the clients. We have one question only, and this question actually is very, very useful for everyone. And it goes for, does the print quality change when you adjust the size of the design, or will it always be a good quality regardless how much you adjust the size?
It's a very good question, and it depends on the graphics you upload at the very beginning when you're creating the design. Usually, when you open and create a new design, the canvas is usually a 1 by 1 meter, which is pretty big. Okay, it's pretty much like half a blanket. You know, that big it is. So if you upload your images in really high quality, they will stay in high quality. What Customily does when it resizes that to put on the right printable size or on the preview, it's resamples that just to make sure they are on the right resolution for that particular size. But I mean, any Customily design, it's so high quality that actually, if you see a finished product, you will see that it has remarkable great details, but it depends entirely on the original images you use. Any Customily design will have the same quality or even better because they are designed in very big sizes, and when they are resampled, they keep the resolution. They just adjust the size for the printing matter, but they're really high quality. Then when it comes to your designs, make sure that you upload to Customily also really high quality images. Doesn't matter on the front end, because when it goes to the front end, Customily creates WebP copies just to load on the front end. So those images are low quality for printing, enough quality for screen, so you won't see the difference, but there's actually a very big difference. Okay, we're talking about 72 dpi, very small images. Okay, but at least they're small on size. They're not low on quality. It's the originals for printing purposes, for rendering and printing purposes, are always in our server, never on the front end. So make sure you upload big quality images. If you're using Customily designs, they already have high quality graphics, and no worry, because that will not be reflected on the front end.
Thank you very much. That's actually a great tip and a great information. When you're using custom designs, rely on the quality that we offer. These are designed for your use out here, and they are intended for your use on any other products that you may have and list on your storefront.
Definitely.
Yep,
And
that was
wanted
the last
to,
question that
yeah,
we had, the only question that we had.
all right.
Mhm.
Okay, that's good. That means our team has been very busy answering questions, and that's great. We wanted to remind you that we still have available the POD Customization Playbook, right? This is a great tool to win the Q4. Okay, you can get your free copy today. It's going to be a digital book, but this is something that will stay with you forever, because it's as a playbook. You can go back and forth. You can read chapter independent from anything. You can go straight from the beginning to the end. This is something that you need to keep close to you on the table every time you're working on your business, because it's going to give you a lot of tools, ideas, and insights on this business of the POD customization. Okay, so make sure you request your copy and follow this step-by-step guide. Make sure you get the most of this fourth quarter of the year.
Yes, and thank you. Remember that you can reach out to us for anything that you need, support, ideas, inspiration, or finding out instructions or anything. And you can do so via email by writing out to our team via at support at customily.com, or by contacting them on the live over the live chat, which is available during EST business hours, Monday to Friday. We encourage you to join our communities, because you'll find plenty of people sharing their experiences, sharing ideas, joining debates, and also our marketing team is constantly sharing new ideas, new tips, new tricks, and you'll find out about new releases and new launches and updates that we release on our application. So contact us or any of our team for anything that you need. We are here for you. There's always a human behind everything at Customily, so you'll be there to make sure that you are accompanied throughout every process.
Definitely. We look forward to your questions. More will pop up as you finish this and you replay the tutorials. So let us know how can we help you. And well, that's all for today. Thank you, Cecilia and Josefina on the chat. Thank you, Joffrey, for being on stage with me.
Thank you very much for hosting, Jose. It's always a pleasure to host with you. Thank you, everyone, for coming and stopping by each live session.
Thank you all for being here, and we'll see you next time on the next live session. Bye-bye.